Hello everybody, it's Whiskey River again, and Path of Titans video on Arizona with the Toronto Titan. This one is hunting herbivores. The Toronto Titan excels at hunting the larger herbivores, Edmonts, theres, paras. Can struggle against bars because the bars knockback tail, but it can still get a bars. That's a challenging fight for it, but it can do it. And then if you can get one to mob with you, you can get an apado. It can also 1v1 Ankylosaurus and some of the bigger stuff. It's good against Rex and anything big and slow. It's very good at fighting. So brought some clips here of me hunting these herbivores. This is a fun hunt because I had been tracking this herd for a while, and there was bars, boldias in there, paras, iggies, and a couple of Edmonts. So I targeted the Edmonts. This was earlier on when the Toronto Titan first came out, so I was still kind of experimenting around with some different builds. I was still using the blood chilling terror at that time. When it first came out, this build that you see here with the blood soaked and the blood chilling terror seemed to be the superior build. It's underwent some changes and stuff, so that's not the best build anymore. Now I think the terrifying presence is actually a better sense to use or call to use. But there's a lot of different setups, like I've said in my other videos, that you can use that you can actually make effective with the Toronto Titan. So it's not like there's only one that works. It's probably there's some that work, good for other people, and some that work better for me. So it's a personal preference, really. But I've seen other people use the blood chilling terror build even today very effectively. So it's just probably a matter of play style, really. But back then I was using the blood chilling terror and trying to maximize the bleed. This guy made a mistake by going up here to this cliff, because the other thing that the Toronto Titan has is really powerful is its knockback tail. And you can see why right there. That's how you get to knock him off the cliff, and it works well. So use cliffs to your advantage, and you'll definitely thank me for that if you don't already do that. This trike was wandering around in the area. I could tell that he wanted me to hunt him. He was looked like he was baiting me for some time. And so I finally was kind of browsing around through XChat, and I finally did see him make a comment in there like, "Hey, Tyranno, are you going to hunt me or not?" or something like that. I don't remember the exact comment, but it was an invite to fight. So I was hungry, so I decided to fight him. He almost knocked me off the cliff right there, which was a little bit precarious, but I was able to get out of that. And he's using stomp and some of the other stuff, and I don't know if that's the best setup. I've been beaten by EOs before, where they were using the parry, I think it's called, and where they have like a shield ability that they can use, and they time that effectively. And then just the headbutt and not the stomp, and it definitely ran me off. So this might not have been the best setup for the EO trike, but it still does some damage. I mean, you can see my health. It's not like it's easy. Single EO though is definitely doable. It's going to be a challenging fight. Obviously, it comes down to skill. The better EOs obviously are going to be much harder, if not impossible to fight. But 2 EOs would be very difficult. But if you see one lone EO out there, I'm definitely trying those for sure. 2 I probably won't really mess with. That's it. So it can pretty close to face tank it if you just do a face tank on it. But if they use all their abilities, like I say, it's a tough fight. Theres are very easy for a Toronto Titan. It's probably the easiest Herbie Um, aside from maybe a Edmont, it's probably about the same as an Edmont, maybe a little bit harder. But the Theory really has to rely on its running and to get behind you and tail ride you. And if you stack bleed on it, it makes it very hard for a Theory to do that. So they're kind of, you got them bleeding really good. They're kind of stuck because if they try to run around and tail ride you, it's just really going to stack that bleed against them. And the Tyranno Titan's faster than Theory anyway, so it can just dash away or run away, and it's pretty much a hard counter to a Theory. You can take on two Theories. A solo Theory's just easy. I'm gonna probably leave solo Theories alone from now on, just because they're so easy, unless I'm starving or the situation's opportunity that I need to take. But I'm gonna start just fighting the duo Theories because that's actually somewhat of a challenge if they know what they're doing. But a solo Theory is just basically Titan food right now. You can see he's pretty much stuck stationary, and he needs to be able to get in and tail ride me. On the Rex, it's very hard against a Theory because they can tail ride you if they know what they're doing. They can tail ride you, and they make it very, very difficult. And two of them on my Rex, I rarely will challenge two Theories because they're scary. They can use their running and their maneuverability against you very, very well. The more running he's doing, the better it is for me. He knows it too. That's why he's kind of crouching and trying to stay stationary. But that's makes the Theory kind of helpless when it's just standing still like that. So now he's running, and that's really, really stacking the bleed on him. And that's why he sits down here to try to get some of that bleed off, because he's probably dead either way. If he kept running, he was going to die, so he might as well just sit down and try to get the bleed off. But that was way too close. That I suspect he's probably got death bleed at this point, so he probably figured it was either die by bleed or take a risk of sitting down and letting me kill him that way. This Theory was a little bit better. This is a better way to use the Theory, is to use the environment, and he's using that dash much better than most of the Theories do, dodging some of my bites. Once I figured out he was using that dash pretty well, I knew I needed to start faking a little bit and get him try to bait that dash out. He was using the Apato at first, which isn't allowed, but he moved away from it. I think he realized that he probably shouldn't be doing that, so he started using the rock, which also was very, very smart of him. That's what I would be doing. You definitely need to give yourself some kind of a better advantage. You don't want to just let the Titan run around you and hit and run you in the open field. Here it's running a little bit too much, I think. This is right where I want him, chasing and running while he's bleeding. This is good for me. I think probably they knew that I had my defense call, my Terrifying Presence active, so they were probably trying to put pressure so that I couldn't take advantage of getting hits in and trading like this while I had it active. I don't know, or if they were just chasing me just to try to get some hits on. But either way, the running is where I want him. This is what I want this Theory doing right now, is running while he's bleeding, and then taking some trades while I have my Terrifying Presence active. So I know he's going to try to use the rock, so I'm kind of trying to block it off at this point, and make it to where he can't just go up there and sit back. My Terrifying Presence has run out, so I need to be careful, but I've still got enough health to where I know I can take some hits. And the other thing, I was rushing it and pushing this really hard because of all these mid-tiers. There's Ceratos and Metries and Carnos and a lot of stuff around, and they were going to third party. I know they were thinking about it, so he finally gets forced off the cliff there and dies. But that's how the Tyranno Titan is dying mostly right now, is by third parties and by packs of mid-tiers. It's because of its turn radius. It's still got really good speed, but the mid tiers also have good speed, obviously. So you're eventually going to run out of stamina and or not be able to outrun them. So you have to really use your environment against them. Otherwise, they will kill you. But that's the main threat right now to these Tyranno Titans. This is where I tried two theres here. This is the first time I tried two theres. Like I said, one was very, very easy, so I wanted to try two. And this was the outcome. Trying to stack bleed on both of them so that way running it'll be a deterrent from both of them running after me all the time. If you just try to stack bleed on one of them, the other one isn't bleeding, then the one that's not bleeding will chase you around. So I want to make sure I've got max stack bleed on both of them, and then I'll go in and target one. Just trying to get some hit and runs in, get some hits and maybe trade one slash, but not too many. If they've got claw barrage on, the more they hit you, the higher the damage is with each consecutive hit. So I want to make sure I'm only letting them hit me once or twice on each exchange. Here I'm just letting them bleed out, using the bleed. The Tyranno Titan obviously is a bleeder, so you want to let that bleed work. When they're standing there bleeding and you're not, even if you can let that combat timer go out and heal, that's how you play a bleeder, right? So they bleed and you heal, or you don't take any damage while they're bleeding, and it's a long, slow game, but that's how you do it. So I can tell the black one's really hurt at this point. It's just staying stationary while the white and black striped one is putting pressure on me and trying to keep me away from it, trying to defend his buddy. So I just need to finish him at this point. And that's the video, guys. Titan hunting Herbis. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Had some good hunts out there. And as always, hope to see you out there in Gondor. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.